guys, we're back. It's Paige and Bluebird. We're going to go over some training tips for the week. And this week I just wanted to go over some training tools. If you want to start getting into doing some more training with your dog, what do you need? What would be helpful? So I just wanted to go over some of that. So first place to start is obviously you got your dog, and then you have them in whatever device is the most appropriate for your dog. So for Blue, he wears his nice little collar here with his tags on it, just so that we are safe in case something would happen. But he is working and wearing the leashes attached to his gentle leader, which we have a video going over the gentle leader. But for your dog, this might look like a wonderful front clip walking harness, like the Easy Walk harness, or some other type of harness, or your dog just might walk nicely for you on the flat buckle collar. So whatever your dog is wearing, their good appropriate device is a good place for them to start. And then you're going to want a nice leash. I always recommend a 4-foot or 6-foot leash. Everyone's going to have their own individual preferences and what works best for their dog. If you have a really long leash, sometimes that can get in the way. You can always kind of, get some of it out of the way, but you don't want to have a really long leash. I really am not a big fan of retractable leashes, especially if you're going to be working on training with your dog. They're just very clunky and bulky and get in the way. So a nice 4-foot or 6-foot leash. You might find that when you are walking your dog, you prefer a thicker leash, kind of like this. Maybe you have your poop bags attached to it. You have an extra handle. So this can be a great leash maybe for out on your walks. But if you're having a short little training session or going to training class, it can be helpful to have maybe a thinner leash or a leash that doesn't have the poop bag holder attached to it. So to give you a little bit easier of use, but that is all personal preference. But you're going to at least want a nice 4 or 6-foot leash like this one here we have in the store. So that's kind of the gear you need for your dog. Now for yourself, I always recommend using a treat pouch because treats are very important. We're going to go over them next, but you want to have something that you can hold that makes it really easily accessible for you to get those treats and deliver them to your dog right on time. I see a lot of people that'll have little baggies of their treats in their pocket and they're trying to wrestle with the baggie and get their treats to their dog on time, and they're flustered and the dog's flustered. So it's good to just have an easy little treat pouch. We also have these, but they make a whole variety. You can do a fanny pack, you can do whatever you need, but you want your treats to be easily accessible. I have PetSafe's version little mini treat pouch and I love it. It has all kinds of pockets and all kinds of good stuff to hold my treats. It has a magnetic closure, which I find helpful, versus some of the drawstring ones can be a little hard to get into as well. So, but it's all personal preference. Now, of course, probably the most important thing other than your dog is your treats. I feel like a lot of people are stingy on the treats when it comes to their dogs, especially on walks where we want to be rewarding our dog for making good choices. So lots of yummy treats. That's also going to be dependent on your dog. These little Nutrisource training treats are really great. They're a good size. Rewarding your treats for your dog don't have to be big, especially for training. Really small little pea-sized treats are wonderful. So you might have something like a little training treat like this, or a little cookie that you can break up. Sometimes I use these for Blue, and you might be running into sensitive stomach issues like he has, so we have our nice little biscuits that we use a lot of times for training. But sometimes when I'm in an environment where I know we're going to be around a lot of dogs or a lot of stuff going on, sometimes I have to use a bit of a higher value treat. And what I mean by that is something that Blue loves. So I might have to kick it up a couple notches and break out something really yummy and smelly like hot dog or chicken or liver or something really yummy so that I can keep his attention, because the value level of your treat does matter. Sometimes at home he might work for cookies, but when he's out and there's distractions, we need something to keep his attention like hot dog. And you have to play around and see what is your dog's currency. What do they like to work for? Do they like their biscuits even more than training treats? Do they like hot dog or chicken? Do they prefer liver? So you got to find what works best for your dog and what is interested in them. But sometimes I'll keep 2 value levels of treats in my treat pouch. So if I'm on a walk and biscuits are good, but then we see a squirrel and we need something more higher value, I can whip out that hot dog and keep his attention. So food matters, treats matter. So you're going to always want to have good treats. Lastly, another really great tool that you can use for your dog is a clicker. And we're going to have a video going over clickers and how to use clickers. But essentially they are, I have mine clipped on my little treat pouch here. They are a communication tool between you and your dog. So the clicker, and they come in so many different styles and varieties, but it's nice to have one that goes over the wrist like this. They even make ones that go over your finger, but they're a little button. They make a little click noise, and that can be a tool to let your dog know they did the right thing right at that right time. So clicker training really helps your dog learn a lot faster. Studies have shown it, and I've seen it myself. The dogs learn a lot faster with the clicker. So you can have your clicker with you for training, to click and treat right when your dog does the right thing, to let them know they're on the right track. So you'll want to make sure you'll have, if you're clicker training, you want to make sure you'll have your clicker with you, and sometimes clipping it on a little clip here can make it nice and easy. So if you have the right tools, it's going to make your job so much easier, just like anything else. So the easier you can make training, the better off you're going to be. So those are some of the tools that we recommend here. And if you ever have any questions on any of the tools or how to use them, please always feel free to reach out and we can answer any questions. Thanks guys, have a good one.